Welcome to episode number 5 of the Daily Battle. Today's topic is about to get fire, you must give fire, or give fire to get fire. All right, so I'm back. It's been a little bit. Probably over a week since I went on with one of these. So I was, over the last couple weeks, last week I attended the Warrior Wealth Business Summit, and super powerful experience, and great. So I was out there, and I completely on fire. And what I mean be on fire means that completely open and connected with your emotions, the doubt, if anything, doubt isn't there, but you just feel like you are powerful, and that you could see the possibility of what you're able to accomplish and just how you even show up, or pretty much how I feel in that sense, connected to other people, connected to just being present as well in social interactions. And really being able to hear your heart, right? So the challenge is once I came back to normal life, it's how do I regain that? How do I get that? Prior to going there, I was, I had this steady state of fire, right? I would get up, do these, and inspired on a daily basis. Not every day was the same, but it was momentum. But I felt this once that vacuum of that super, you had put out all this energy, you had all this inspiration, you had all this, just this whole thing of coming back from a conference. You have this vacuum and you have to go back to daily life. And it's how do you balance coming back, feeling that to come back to daily life? And it seems like the normal doesn't stack up, and it doesn't, because that's a different environment. It's like going from surfing on the coast of California on a normal day to you took a trip to the North Shore and you started riding big waves, and you come back and you're like, well, this is kind of these are good waves. Maybe it's a 6 to 8 foot day. And I mean, that for the coast of Southern California, that's a great day. But when you spend a week in a super intense environment riding waves that were 10 to 20 feet, and it was great and you're doing well, coming back to the 6 to 8 feet is man, this doesn't seem like it's that great. But I spent a summer in California where the whole summer was 6 to 8 feet. Right? It was when I was a kid. I was bodyboarding. I've never been that great at standing up on a surfboard. But bodyboarding's a different story, right? I don't mind riding my face 3 feet, about a foot and a half off the water. That sounds fun. So back to the fire to get fire. So I was sitting there, I just meditated, and it was kind of meh. I was, my mind was racing everywhere, but I did it. And then I read my devotional, and even connecting to what was being said. My mind was everywhere. It was because I had this conversation in the back of my head about, man, this doesn't, where do I get that? Where does that, it was that thing in the back, right? Where's that fire? What am I doing? All these questions. And, one thing in the devotional did connect was honor and appreciation, right? And showing honor and appreciation for the people in your life. And as I was like, okay, I'm going to just start journaling and writing what I feel about it. And even going to that, I got one sentence in and it was like, I feel like I don't have this, and it was kind of this, feel, right? And then I got inspired to be like, okay, I'm putting my pen down. I don't care. I'm going to go and I'm going to send my kids a voicemail message. And it's something I do. And the one gift that I would hope that any father could do, and this is a little bit side tangent, is, if you have young kids, if you have any kids, is come up with a system to, document, what your thoughts are, how much you care about them, so that, they have something to look back upon that over their life, right? Back to the topic. So I sent them like, hey, boys, I want you to get, today's devotional is about this, and I want you to take into consideration this idea of honor and appreciation, and, showing honor and appreciation to people you love, care about, and are close to. Show the honor and appreciation for each other, and show honor and appreciation for your mother, all that stuff. So it was it was something that I felt I was giving to my boys. So that was a good experience. And then I went immediately to my wife, because I started thinking about all the stuff my wife does and who she is. And, I sent her a message giving her that honor and appreciation. Okay. And then, my wife, sent a message to my mom and sisters on a group text message. Put it down, and I was like, dude, it's like, I felt more on fire than I did prior to that. And that was my revelation in that for today. Is, I need to give fire to get fire. Not need, but like to elevate my fire, I can give fire. And that's one of the ways I can actually elevate it, is by giving fire. And that can go across in all your areas, right? Get love to get love, right? Give love to get love. Like one of the things I committed to, out of that was, I've been considering going, and working with some businesses, right? And just in this businesses to just step in and provide like a goal setting and send someone an internal mastermind where, that was the idea that I've had. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go and see, without any return. I'm just going to go, hey, I want to come in, do a lunch and learn, and just do this Q3 goal setting for you guys. And, and just give that, maybe give some shifts of mindsets, think about things, and just give to their people. So that was the revelation out of that today. And let me jump back to experience, because it was very similar to last week at the convention. So on my Instagram live I just shot, I talked about this, was there were morning workouts at this Warrior Wealth Summit where everybody got together and came and worked out. And I was sitting there and I was like, we're doing push-ups, we're doing something, and I'm like, things are burning, and I'm like, that like, oh man, like I should just back out, I should stop, I should slow down, take a break, and that was playing through my head. And we're all together, we were all like doing this together, right? And we were in pods, like groups, like it was like 4 or 5 groups at different stations. And like for some reason I looked up and I looked around and no one was really moving together. And I just felt something inside of me that said, hey, just go back, take your group and start doing counts with them, right? Because the people were like, let's do 40 at a time, 40 per station, per round. So I was like, all right, guys, let's go. Let's count. I'm going to count down, up, and you guys are going to count the reps. So this was a very throughout my sports career, we did this a number of times, right? Back in Pop Warner, back in baseball, back throughout high school, college, all that stuff. And I started doing this, and I noticed that I think I had a little bit of that feeling before, like, hey, lead, and then, your suffering will go away, whatever you're experiencing, the discomfort in in the workout will go away. So I ended up doing it, and it did. So, the one thing that I really loved about it is getting people like to move together, and hopefully, and also like if they started to count and think about that, then their discomfort would reduce. So my revelation coming out of that was to, not focus so much on what I'm doing, and then come out of it and start leading in that. So it all ties back in together about, give fire to get fire. So what I want to know from you today is where in your experience, could be in your business, could be in any other parts of your life, where you're feeling a little discomfort. And as I said on my Instagram live, the best analogy that I can give is like you're writing a book and you're on chapter 10 and you're a little stuck on chapter 10. So my strategy for you is to go find somebody that's at chapter 8 because you completed chapter 8, right? And go help them complete chapter 8. Go and give them what they're missing in chapter 8, the support that they need to complete chapter 8. And my theory and my belief is you will figure out what you need to complete in chapter 10. So that's the metaphor for something. Where in your business or in your life that you need to go do that. So, my focus as a coach is to help aspiring entrepreneurs make their side hustle their main hustle. Okay? So if you were that person where you're like, you have that side hustle and and maybe you have some success, but you want to get to that next level, you're kind of running in to get into a wall. Who can you help? Who can you take like 2 steps back? Because in our lives, we lead through looking 2 steps behind us and grabbing that person and pulling them to where we're at. And by pulling someone where we're at, we're going to take 2 more steps. Okay? So where can you go do that today? And what commitments can you make in the next 48 hours to take that little step, of help, to go help somebody? Okay? All right. Well, I appreciate you tuning in for today. And we'll see you next time.